So, as promised, I want to tell you a little bit about Recipe Robot. Recipe Robot is something that I created together with Shay Craig and Eldon Arold to solve the problem of automatically, and quickly, and reliably creating auto-package recipes for apps that currently don't have any auto-package recipes. And we were totally stoked that we actually could come up with a solution that did that, so we did. It is what we call a kick-ass tool for creating auto-package recipes. So Recipe Robot tries to follow in the footsteps of awesome apps like Autopackager and Monkey Admin, and by filling in a particular gap in the auto-package ecosystem. And so the gap that we chose to try to address was to create new auto-package recipes. And the way that I used to create recipes was pretty complex, and it relied on some templates and different types of apps and packages and zips and DMGs and all that. I had like 16 different templates for that. And I suspect many of you may have done similar things if you were creating recipes a long, long time ago. Now, Recipe Robot lets me create the same types of recipes in like 10 seconds, literally. It's pretty awesome. So Recipe Robot comes in two different flavors. One is a Mac app, and the other is a Python script. The app is simply a wrapper for the script. The app is written in Swift and has some hooks into the script, but for the most part, the script is the engine. All of the logic is done in Python. So if you want to go in and create a new recipe format and have Recipe Robot create that format, you can look on our GitHub, find the Python script that's generating all the recipes, and contribute. It's actually pretty straightforward. So let me give you a quick demo. I'm going to show you the Mac app version, but the script does a lot of the same stuff. So the first time you launch it, it's going to ask you for just a little bit of information. One is the preferred recipe formats that you want to create, and that includes a long list of the ones that we were able to find out in the wild and find good, reliable examples for. We're constantly talking to people about adding more. Like, I think, is LandRev? Yeah, LandRev's not on this list. It basically, absolute recipes changed to LandRev recipes, so we made some changes in Recipe Robot to accommodate that. And there are other recipe types that we're thinking about adding as well. So if you have a recipe type that you know about that you think should be in here, let us know. After you set all that, then you put in your preferred recipe identifier, which is usually something like com.github.yourusername. And you pick your output folder where you want the recipes to actually be saved to. And then you click on good to go, and you're good to go. Then, let me show you the fun part. I'm going to drag in Coconut Battery, which is a Mac app that lets you see the laptop's battery statistics. And within 15 seconds or so, we've got 4 usable auto-package recipes ready to go. And it can take more than just apps, obviously. I'm going to use a download URL here. This one is for Acorn, great image editor. It's going to go download Acorn, inspect the app to figure out how it can create recipes for it, and then create the recipes. There we go. And I will also show you an app released on GitHub. So this is Monkey Admin, for example. It's going to go out to GitHub, download the Monkey Admin, look at the app. It's not going to see a Sparkle feed, I don't think, but it is going to see that it's based on GitHub, and it's going to use the GitHub, what's it called, the GitHub Releases Info Provider processor to do the job. And it's going to create some recipes based on that. And there we go. So if we actually look at the Monkey Admin download recipe, we can see GitHub Releases Info Provider is being used, just as we would expect. And the GitHub repo is an input variable, which is found up at the top, just like it should be. So if we run the Monkey Admin package recipe, we should end up with an actual Monkey Admin package. So let's see if that happens. And this is unmodified. This is straight from Recipe Robot running through Autopackage. Normally, I would recommend that you look at the recipes first and customize them for yourself, but just for demonstration purposes, we're going to do this. And here it grabs MonkeyAdmin 1.4.0. When I made the screencast, that was the latest version, so that's good. And if we look at the package, we can open it with a suspicious package and see that it's legit. It's got MonkeyAdmin 1.4.0 and no scripts or funny business or anything. Looks good. So Recipe Robot is not magic, obviously. There's some things that it can't do. It still needs you to put your eyeballs on it and customize and test and review all the stuff that it generates, because in the end, you're the one that's going to be responsible for it. And also, it only builds complete recipe sets. That is to say, if there's a new app that you want to create recipes for, Recipe Robot's probably going to be great for that. If there's an existing app with existing recipes, it may not work as well. If it sees any auto-packaged recipes out there, it will politely decline to create any recipes, just because it's too much complexity to figure out how we integrate with existing recipes and pass variables, input and output back and forth and all that. Next week, during my Recipe Robot talk at PSU, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the side steps we can do to get around this. But for now, in general, Recipe Robot does not create recipes for apps that already have recipes. So that's something to know. And there are some apps, of course, that Recipe Robot will just simply not be great for. If the app does not have a publicly facing download URL, or if there's no Sparkle feed, no download URL, just no discernible way to obtain the app, then Recipe Robot's not going to magically make that appear out of nowhere. But in general, for basic Mac apps that are publicly available, publicly downloadable, Recipe Robot will work much faster than doing it by hand. And so we put it together because it's easy, it's simple. Hopefully, our goal is to invite more people into the auto-package community who maybe were a little bit tentative about jumping in because they didn't know how to write recipes, or they didn't know how to, whether the app that they want to deploy has recipes available. We wanted to kind of break those barriers down and welcome people in. And of course, it's free. It's freely available. We're hoping for pull requests from people who want to make it better. And we're offering some support when it's possible to do so on Slack too. So it's just a big community project, and we're excited that people are starting to use it. And so the URL to download it is down there at the bottom if you want to check it out. I don't know if the Wi-Fi's working right now, but if you haven't seen it, definitely give it a try, and let me know what you think. Cool.